If you're trying to manage diabetes or prediabetes, I get it. I've been there. It is so frustrating. You're doing everything you're supposed to. You're watching your diet, you're getting your steps in, but your blood sugar just won't cooperate. Well, what if the most powerful medicine you have has been overlooked this whole time? We're talking about sleep. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. This quote from the incredible sleep scientist Matthew Walker it's just staggering. Only 1 week of not so great sleep can actually take a completely healthy person and push their body's chemistry into a pre-diabetic state. That's how fast and how powerful this connection is. It's not just some small factor, it's a massive piece of the health puzzle.
So here's our game plan for this explainer. First, we're going to talk about why sleep is this huge overlooked key. Then we'll dive into what is actually happening inside your body on no sleep. We'll pull back the curtain on the hormone chaos it causes. And most importantly, we're going to wrap up with a simple, practical sleep rescue plan that you can start using tonight.
All right, let's kick things off by just completely reframing how we think about sleep. It is not a luxury. It's not something you earn after you've checked everything off your to-do list. When it comes to your metabolic health, sleep is the foundation that everything else, your diet, your exercise, is built on.
Okay, this is so important. I really need you to hear this. If you find yourself battling late-night cravings or just wanting all the sugary, carb-heavy foods that you know are not good for you, it is not a failure of willpower. Let me say that again. It's not a moral failing. It is a biological signal, a full-blown hormonal cry for help from a body that is just exhausted. So, what is really going on under the hood? Well, when you skimp on sleep, it's like a wrecking ball comes through and smashes the control panel for your entire hormonal system. It just creates absolute chaos. And here's where it gets really interesting. Think of your hunger hormones like a set of switches. Ghrelin is the go switch. It screams, "Eat, I'm hungry." And then you have leptin, which is the stop switch. It calmly says, "Okay, we're full, you can stop now." When you're sleep deprived, ghrelin, that go switch, is cranked all the way up. It's just blaring. At the exact same time, leptin, the stop switch, basically gets unplugged. So you end up with this constant nagging feeling of hunger that is almost impossible to satisfy. And this isn't just a feeling. It has very real consequences. Research has shown that people who are sleep deprived end up eating, on average, an extra 200 calories the next day, and they don't even consciously realize they're doing it. That's your hormones, not your willpower, driving you to find more fuel.
So here's the big takeaway, the major mindset shift. The next time that intense craving hits, I want you to reframe it. Don't beat yourself up. See it for what it truly is, a biological signal. Your body isn't actually begging for a donut. It's begging for sleep. It's crying out for hormonal balance. And, understanding that, well, that's freedom. That's empowerment.
But the chaos doesn't stop with just hunger and fullness. Oh no, the hormonal disruption goes much deeper, and it directly messes with the very systems that are supposed to be regulating your blood sugar. This is like a triple whammy for your metabolism. First, your insulin sensitivity tanks. This means your cells become kind of deaf to insulin's signal to take in sugar from your blood. Second, your thyroid hormones, which are like the engine of your metabolism, they slow way down. And third, and this one is a real problem, your stress hormone, cortisol, gets its schedule all mixed up. It's supposed to be low at night, but instead it spikes, telling your liver to dump a bunch of sugar into your bloodstream right when you least need it, as you're trying to sleep.
Okay, I know that sounds like a pretty grim picture of hormonal mayhem, but here is the amazing news. You have the power to fix this. You can restore that balance, and it doesn't come in a pill bottle. So, where do we even begin? This is where we get super practical. We're going to walk through 7 simple, scientifically backed steps you can take starting this evening to rescue your sleep and, in turn, rescue your metabolic health. But before we get to the steps, let's meet the main character in our sleep story, melatonin. Think of it as your body's official bedtime announcer. It's the hormone that signals to every cell in your body that it's nighttime and time to wind down. The catch? It only comes out in the dark. The blue light blasting from our phones, our TVs, our tablets, it's a powerful signal to our brain that it's still high noon, and it slams the brakes on melatonin production. So our first 4 hacks are all about creating a new evening routine. Number 1, and this is non-negotiable, ditch the screens at least an hour before bed. Let your melatonin come out and play.
Number 2, swap that screen for a good old-fashioned physical book. Number 3, try a warm bath or even just a warm foot bath. What that does is it draws blood to the surface, and when you get out, your core body temperature drops, which is another huge signal for sleep. And number 4, try a meditation app for just a few minutes to help calm that racing mind. All right, next up are a few lifestyle adjustments. Number 5 is so important. Get into a rhythm. Try to go to bed and wake up at roughly the same time, yes, even on weekends. Your body's internal clock absolutely thrives on consistency. Number 6 is a classic for a reason. Lay off the big meals and the caffeine too close to bedtime. And finally, number 7. This one's a little quirky, but it's cool. The garlic trick. See, garlic helps your body produce something called adenosine, which builds up during the day, creating sleep pressure. It's the very thing caffeine blocks. So a little garlic with dinner can actually help you feel sleepier later on. When you start to see all these connections, you realize that making sleep a priority isn't lazy. It isn't selfish. It's probably the single most powerful and intelligent investment you can make in your long-term health. And the science on this is pretty mind-blowing. Let me say that again because it is a bombshell. A major study found that the quality of your sleep had a greater impact on your life expectancy, on how long you live, than your diet and your exercise combined. It's the base of the pyramid. Without good sleep, all your hard work with food and fitness just can't give you the results you're working for. So I'll leave you with this one question. Please don't try to do all 7 of these things at once. That's overwhelming. Just pick one. What is the one small thing you can commit to doing tonight to start making that investment in your sleep and ultimately in your health?